Hi, my name is Jeff and welcome back to my workshop. We're continuing work on the Burdick freight dock kit from Foscale Models. We're going to start working on the dock support structures, and we're just going to measure the cross beam on here and then the length of the legs and cut first copies of each. And then to ensure that they're all exactly the same size, I'm going to get out my chopper to cut the other 6 top pieces and the next 20 legs. I'll also cut the scale 2x4 diagonal braces that we'll be using on this. Unfortunately, they give you a full-size template, so you can just measure it out and make your cuts. And on these, we're going to need 2 for each of the 7 supports, so that'll be a total of 14, 21 legs, and 7 cross top beams. So with the chopper set up, we've got the stop set up for the top beams, and then we'll just cut away, start chopping away until we have a total of 7 of them. Cut 6 more. Again, always with it, when you're working with sharp instruments, especially something like a chopper, please make sure your fingers are well out of the way of that razor blade, because it will cut you if you're not careful. So here you can get a view of how this looks with the wood up against the stop, maybe a little better. Okay, now we're setting this length for the legs. Make sure the one we cut is up tight against the blade and the stop is tight against it. Get it out of the way. And we'll get a couple of them out of this short piece before we move on to the second piece of, I believe this was 3/32 inch strip wood. Okay, with everything cut, we're going to use the template that they provided. This was on the card with the roofing pieces, and the top pieces fit in there. I'm just going to test fit one of them or get these in, all 7 of these in. And with those in place, we can test fit a leg and make sure that those fit in. So if they're a little long, we can do some sanding if we need to. Or we can just leave them all long because we know they're all the same size, length. Oh, these fit in perfectly. Looking back, it probably would have been better to take my measurements from my original cut from the template instead of from the drawing, but both methods worked out. So now we're just going to take a piece and some of our yellow carpenter's glue and just a tiny dab on the end of the leg, and then drop it into place in the gluing jig. We'll get the other 20 legs installed, the other 2 on this one, and then we'll move on and get the rest of them done. Okay, with all the legs glued in place, now we will add the diagonal braces on the one side that we're working on. I'm just going to add a touch of glue to the ends. I'm using tweezers to hold these. Glue in the middle and glue on the end. And then we can set this in place diagonally across the 3 legs or columns. And we'll do the same thing for the remaining 6. And with the last one in place, we're going to let the glue dry, and then we'll be able to remove the bracings from there. When you're removing these, I found to be careful. You may be a little bit stuck to the glue, so you want to wait long enough for the glue to have set up, but not so long that it's cured completely. So 15-20 minutes. Get those removed, and then we can flip them over and add the cross brace to the other side. And that jig's a nice one for doing this, so that's something to hang on to when you're done with the kit, because that'll allow you to make supports if you want to build a loading dock for another structure or something like that. You can just pick up the required strip wood. Again, we're just going to add glue, dot of glue to each end and the center, and drop it into place on the legs. And as I've said in previous videos with the dock section, this is all board by board construction, so your patience is your friend here. Take your time, get a nice neat job on it, and you'll come out with a model that you can be proud of. With those done, they're ready to be attached to the dock, and we will be doing that in our next video. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching.